Hey, Trailsiders. Welcome to Trailside Chat with Mindy and Jack. I'm Mindy.
I'm Jack.
And today we are going to talk about prioritizing and organizing life.
Yes.
Whether you are stuck at home in quarantine or have to still go into the office every day, life is throwing a lot at you still.
Right.
And I am about as neurotic as they get. So prioritizing and organizing my life is right up my alley of things that I love to do.
Yes.
Anything special you like to do?
Well, I think you should go first on this one because what I'm about to say that I do is something that you've told me that you do. So how do you figure out what you're gonna do like every day? Like how you're gonna set your goals?
Yes. Well, it always starts with a coffee, followed by a big smoothie.
Yes.
That gets me going in the morning, gets my juices flowing. So I always have like 500 things coming at me. I have Asana boards all over the place. I'm juggling multiple projects, multiple jobs, multiple cats. So I like to start off with some small successes to just like get my momentum going each day. Whether that is banging out a bunch of work emails before I actually drive into the office, just to kind of warm up my brain. But I'm doing a million things at work every day, and then I still have life things to tackle.
Yeah.
So priority number one is to get home, have a snack, keeps me, energized. Getting a workout in every day is always a top priority, whether I'm exhausted or not, because I need that decompression, because I will be a little snippy towards my dear sweet husband if I don't. So, if I'm having a kind of low energy day, I will reframe that workout and just say, okay, well, today my body needs just an easy spin on the bike. I know it's going to be a pretty sad 150 watts, but that just is going to shake out my day enough, allow me to kind of bring my stress level down. Or, maybe it is, I am just absolutely too exhausted. I'm going to go lock myself in the guest room and turn on some chill tunes and do 45 minutes of yin yoga and kind of decompress mentally that way. Once my workout's done, then I try to just chip away at enough kind of small low-hanging fruit items on my to-do list, because I know, especially if it's midweek and I am a little bit lower on energy, if I can just check off some of those lower hanging fruit items, then end of the week when I have a little bit more time to recover and recoup, then I can focus on that big task at hand that's kind of looming, and I can dedicate one larger chunk of time towards it, whether that's a house project or a client project, whatever. I try to make sure that I have enough headspace to really focus and do a good job on whatever task that is. That's how I like to kind of tackle my never-ending to-do list.
Yeah. So are you like, after your workout, are you trying to do like housework stuff? Or are you trying to do like work stuff? Because you have just come back from work.
Oh, great question. Both. I mean, many nights I come home from a 8 to 10 hour day. I get an hour workout in, whip up dinner or something, and there's house chores to do and there's work projects to do. I mean, I am infinitely grateful that I have a partner that totally supports me in every way. So if I don't have time to make dinner, Steve will step in and I might give him instructions on what I was envisioning, and he runs with it. Or he'll say, what house chores need to be done? I know you have work to do. What do you want me to get done around the house? And he is freaking amazing at handling house chores, and I am so grateful that I have a partner who supports me and will just step up and do a lot of those less savory household chores. I mean, he straight up does way more of the laundry these days than I do. So still trying to teach him how to fold shirts correctly. 3 years into this marriage, and my shirts are still just crammed in the drawer, but
I can just imagine that dynamic.
We'll get there.
That's why I'm laughing.
What about you? Because you work full time.
Yes.
You have that we're trying to hustle and grow.
Right.
You have a pretty demanding training schedule that you try to keep up with.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that you're working on prioritizing?
Yeah. So I've actually started using like a time tracker.
Nice.
So which again is from Mindy. Everything that I'm about to tell you is from Mindy. So so yes, I also wake up, have breakfast, I'm switching to tea, but I also have a smoothie, and then I go and either we have a meeting or I have switched to my, like, there's 2 days a week that I can run in the afternoon, or in the evenings, I mean, and then there's 3 days a week that I run early in the morning. So I can get, like, I know what days that I can get, like, a good chunk, like you were saying, that you want to make sure that you tackle, like, the small things during the week, and then if you have a little bit more time, so, like, I'll try to do the similar thing. I will work and make sure that I'm tracking my time for how much work I'm putting in since I'm working from home. And then I will switch over and do UR stuff, but the little things that I can do quickly. And then if it takes a little bit more brain power than I feel like I have at the end of a day, then I will save it for that one day that I have kind of a longer evening that I could spend a little more time on it. And then, or a weekend day that I can, like, really look and, like, think about something. Or if I'm trying to be, like, creative, I want to make sure that I have the space for it and the bandwidth for it to, like, actually sit there and try to come up with some creative things. So very, very similar. Mindy was actually, like, kind of pointed out doing, like, 3 things a day that you want to accomplish, like, and I even do that for my work stuff too. When I'm feeling like it's overwhelming, I just say, okay, well, I'm going to get, like, these 3 things done, and then at least you feel, like, accomplished. Even though, like, you have so much more to do, it gives you, like, a spot that you can actually be done at for that day, and you feel like you've done something. So yeah, a lot of Asana, checking off of tasks, super helpful for tracking things. I highly recommend it. I mean, if you're trying to, like, break down a project, it's really great. And then for me, like, I'll probably do some, like, workouts in the evenings, or I'll climb. But it's just very much, like, I think we kind of touched on this before, but very much being in that area. Like, I'm totally into my running mode when I'm in my running mode, and, like, trying to be in climbing. Like, if I'm with my friends, I want to be with my friends and not worrying about 20 other things.
Yes, that's such a great point. Like, I've caught myself a little bit in the last year. We'll be out on a long ride on the weekend, and Steve is just carefree. When he leaves work, he can kind of shut work off, and we'll be out on a ride, and it's like, we're 3 hours into this. I thought you said this was only going to be 3.5 hours, and I know we're an hour and a half from our house.
Yeah.
Like, what? Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, it's going to run a little longer. I was like, I was not prepared for that, and it just, like, blows my head up. And so I've been really trying to work on being present, being okay with the situation, because I want to enjoy, like, the time that I do get to spend outside doing something active. I want to be able to enjoy it. Like I was telling you this morning, I shipped my husband off for the weekend. Go have a guy's weekend with your buddy, ski your face off. I'm gonna stay home and just get shit done. Like, I know I have a bunch of work to do. I don't want to feel like I'm neglecting you. So I worked until, like, 7:30 last night. I cleaned the house because I didn't have the mental bandwidth to keep working. but I still knew I had to clean the house.
Yeah.
So I cleaned the house
Sometimes it's nice though, just a break.
Totally.
Stuff. Like, shut my brain off.
But, you know, when I'm working from home, like, I have to have a very neat, organized house.
Yeah.
It has to be clean.
Yeah.
It has to, like, clutter and chaos makes me anxious.
Oh my gosh, I've noticed that about myself too.
Yeah. So I make sure my workspace is very serene.
Yeah.
And then, you know, now I know I can just work all weekend. I can putter around.
Mm-hmm.
There's no house chores that need to be done. And it's a really great feeling. Like, I'm just going to be heads down, charge hard all weekend, and I can focus on, like, I knew that I had this weekend planned out, so I could just focus on our big long run this morning.
Yeah.
And not feel anxious about all of my things waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think having breaking things down into small chunks that are achievable is really key for when you feel like life is throwing a lot of chaos at you.
Yeah. If you're feeling overwhelmed, it's good to just take a like a big picture look and like, what can I do today?
Yeah.
And then not worry about the fact that you can't get it all done today.
Yeah. Because more than likely, nothing is going to be earth-shattering.
Right.
I mean, is somebody going to die because you don't post that one ad on Facebook? Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
So let's keep things in perspective.
Yeah. Right. That's very true. And just don't, I mean, I know it's like easy to say, like, don't stress about it, but I think if you can like think about what you are capable of in the time that you have, don't try to like set more. I've kind of gotten, this is like something that I do bad, but like I set more tasks for myself than I physically can do, and I should just be like, okay, this is what you can do for this amount of time that you have, and don't set those other expectations. Once I set the expectation, then I have to meet it.
Right. I'm the exact same way. Yes. So
planning is always yes.
Plan it.
Plan it out.
Be realistic.
Yes.
And be kind to yourself.
Yes.